Shall we start now, sir?
Is all the participants have joined?
They will join sir one by one.
Hello.
They will join sir one by one, and most of the participants watch a live session sir on a YouTube and Facebook.
Okay. Okay, so myself, Dhaval Haryani, and I hope you have gone through, all the participants have gone through my profile. I have extensive 10 years of, hello.
Yeah, sorry for the disturbance. I will introduce you sir first.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Hello everyone, present here virtually. I am Ashwini here, and I welcome you all for today's session, which is titled as a Self-Transforming Leaders. And presenting this session, we have with us our today's expert, Mr. Dhaval Haryani sir. Dhaval Haryani is presently working as assistant professor in STEAM College, Vidya Bharati Trust of Master in Computer Application, MBA. He is pursuing decorated in management from GTU. He has 10 years of professional experience. As professor, 5 years of corporate experience and 5 years of academic experience. Without wasting much time, I am welcome to Mr. Dhaval Haryani sir. You may start now, sir.
Okay. It's my privilege, Ashwini, for your warm words, right? So today's session is regarding self-transforming leaders, organized by Business Rojgar. It is my privilege to be on this platform, on international level platform, for grooming the leaders on self-transformation stage, right? So the first slide reflects about if your action inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Now here, in the journey of self-transformation, I would like to ask the participant few questions. The session would be interactive session, right? Rather than only a dialogue of mine and not sharing the inputs by the participant. The feed forward mechanism would not be there, and the session would be only of a kind of lecture delivery. So it is not a kind of lecture which I am going to deliver. It would be a two-way interaction, right? So my first question to the participant is, who are you? Do you know yourself? Can anyone tell me? Hello.
Sir, it is a one-side presentation, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. After a webinar, if any participants have a question, they will ask you, sir, after a webinar.
Okay. Who are you? It reflects three thoughts, right? The one who think you are, one the others who think you are, and one who you really are, right? So this is the very famous quote given by Swami Vivekananda. It is reflection of your three identity, because the webinar is on self transformation. So first I will discuss about knowing yourself, right? If you don't know your inner self, and if you are in a leading position either in corporate or in any field, but if you don't know yourself, your own values, your own self-esteem, your own standards, you cannot, if you don't have your own identity, how can you represent yourselves to others? Now, coming up with the self-concept part, it is divided in three parts. Knowing yourself is divided in three parts. How you can know yourself, right? You can know yourself on the basis of the attitude you have, the belief system you carry, and the values or the virtues you have. Now, attitude. What is attitude? Developing an attitude can be developed with three areas or three arenas, right? Through environment, through experience, through education. Let me give you a small example. When you were in any field, when you were a fresher and you are given a leading position, you have introspected the environment. Can be external environment, can be internal environment. You don't have experience for the leading position which you are going to direct towards the company or a corporate. But you have developed your experience while reading the materials, while reading the books, while reading the experience sharing of others, and while getting educated. So attitude formation has three E's. And that three E's build a self-transformed leader. Self-transformed leader. So transformation begins with ourselves, with your own self. If you introspect your own self with these three E's, you can get transformed where anywhere you have been given a leading position, not only in workplace. So leadership, a transformational leadership represents himself or herself not only in corporate or in the workplace where he or she is working, but he reflects himself or herself either in society, either in any club or association they are leading with, or either in any place where they are respecting themselves or representing themselves. Followed by second is belief system. If you have a strong belief system with your own self, with your own inner insight, you can develop your own self concept that you can know who you are. And when you know who you are in any place where you belong to, right, it develops your virtues. And if you maintain your virtues over a period of time, at anywhere, whether you are working or whether you are in any family where you are in a leading position called karta, the owner of the family, the owner of the family, or in a society, or in anywhere where you are in a leading stage, you should have these three belief systems. Next is followed by how one can be a transformational leader. So, a transformational leaders are always energetic, enthusiastic, and passionate about what they want to do and what they want to achieve in their life, right? And those leaders are always helping the group members to cope up with the coming change in the environment so they can build their experience and they can educate the same change towards others. We have several transformational leaders all around the world, all around the globe, in our family, with our individual circles, with our any area you can go through. So transformational leader is a leader who works team, who identifies the strengths of the group and identifies the weaknesses of the group and identifies the potential of the group and understands the weaknesses of the group and identifies the strengths of the group.
Sir, your voice is not coming, sir.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So sorry for the interruption. Actually, the because of low internet bandwidth, it gone. I just share the screen again. Is it visible, Ashwini?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So transformational leaders, that is who identifies what needs to be changed, creates a vision to guide the change through inspiration. They are the role model who creates an inspiration for others. They execute the change through the committed workforce or a staff. If you want that your organization managers or executives or supervisors should be the transformational leaders who can manage the change with their own self, who can cope up with the change with their own self, the first and foremost thing which is important is the top management or the leading management should be supportive towards the staff, towards the organization, employees who want to be the change. In today's scenario, companies are having so-called image of they want to adopt the change, but they are not implementing the change. And because of that, such a plightful scenario, the things are hopelessly going down. Now, which are the components for creating transformational leadership? First is intellectual stimulation. So a transformational leader should have that status quo or should encourage the creativity among their staff members, among their employees. So management should be always encouraging how their employees should become creative. if if the co-workers are always doing the things with monotonous job role, with monotonous hazardous same pattern of work, same pattern of procedures in product, in process, in change with technology, there would not be transformational leadership. Second is individualized consideration. So transformational leader should support and encourage others from individual level to team level. If from 100 workforce, if only two are transformational leader, that two should not be one, and that one should not be zero. So this is the very discouraging thing which especially happens in Indian. Uh, Actually, it is a traditional Indian mentality. But now the things are changing, right? Like Industry 4.0, which is coming up in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities, right? Especially in metro cities. But the thing should be from ground level, from small scale to medium scale to large scale. There should be a motivation, that is internal motivation. We should create a clear vision to articulate others how to become a transformational leader. They should be a role model for others, right? So we can see these two best examples, right? Tim Cook and Steve Jobs, right? Who are the visionary transformational leader, right? According to Harvard Business Review, right? They have dual transformation. Job innovated on original Microsoft products while also develop a software ecosystem, right? And they have developed a brand loyalty among the members individually with the same horizon of business, and on globally you can see they don't have alternatives. Initially they don't have alternatives. Their products are such, they are niche products, they don't have alternatives, right? So this is the best example of self transformation leaders who have built their own self, right? So here I have given one case, right? In case I have elaborated of Steve Jobs, he started his enterprise way back after in 1976 with partners, right? He was having many hurdles where there was no possibility of selling personal computers, and there were many difficult decisions where he need to influence the people across around the globe or around the world, but he never looked back. He was always motivated, and he faced the challenges. He was always stimulated with out of box ideas, right? This is the characteristics of taking decision making and having ability and adaptability along the years to take the decision and to achieve those decisions with their own self, rather than depending on always depending on others. Because at one point of time it will come that if you are not self transformatory, right, in your own respective fields, right, you will get obsoleted. And if you get obsoleted, no one will give you an opportunity, right? The another example is Jeff Bezos. You can see Harvard Business Review, right? In finance world, he has a new outlook. He was tremendous in the area of e-commerce. He has years of experience in the industry. He started in 1992, and now you can see Jeff Bezos, right? His benchmark is different, right? So he's again a transformational leader. Again, next example is the CEO of Microsoft. He started way back in 1992 and worked up with corporate leaders in time running the business, cloud computing, which gave him executive position, right? He was the one when the cloud computing efforts was on the way. So there are ample of examples like this you can see, right? Now it is a research done, right, in by Black Morgan in Forbes magazine. There are 10 habits. There are 10 habits which builds transformatory leadership style. First, practice self-awareness. So you need to understand who you are, right? And for understanding who you are, you need to reflect and you need to set your daily goals, right? Your short-term goals and long-term goals. You need to bifurcate with what are your short-term goals, what are your long-term goals, and how you will achieve those goals over a period of time, right? So that is practice self-awareness in day-to-day life. Second is work independently and manage yourself, right? It is wisely said that team efforts are always achieved with par, that is together we can achieve more, right? But in team, if all people are always depending on one another, right, if one person has no vision of getting the things getting the results effectively, right, it will not happen. So try to achieve the goals independently, motivate and set the vision, right? Vision is where you want to be, right? So always set your example where you want to be in your life, right? Set your vision. They are adaptable and innovative, right? If you want to be a transformational leader, you should adopt whatever comes in your way, however the challenges or opportunities, right? It would be a better for your success, right? If you adopt the innovative things, and you only when you can become innovative when you make problems into opportunities, right? They build the networks, right? A transformational leader always have a habit, right, of making the connections, mobilizing the networks, right? In business also, if you don't have much networks with the with your sectors and subsectors in the business you are existing, right, you would be nowhere. Over a period of time, you would be out of the market, right? Should be proactive, should not be reactive. So this is the first habit of Stephen Covey's book, right? That is Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, right? Which is the one of the most inspiring book of creating good habits of successful people, right? You should be proactive. If you are reactive towards taking decision, you won't be able to make your own area. should be proactive and should not be reactive. You should be always open-minded, right, to whatever the fresh ideas or innovative ideas you are getting from others. For example, in a company or in a business, if a fresher is giving some new idea who don't have experience, but he can create wonders through the new ideas, should be open-minded towards any idea that is created from anyone, either from business or either from any job you are doing, right? This is most important. Create an environment of trust. If you are loyal and if you are trusted, to be two-way. In short run, you might not have any results, but in long run, the trust, the loyalty you have created, there are n number of example, Tatas, right? You can see Infosys, you can see Reliance, right? So they have built a benchmark of trust among the employees and among the customers. They lead with humility. They are not ego driven, right? They are only focused with the people around them, and they don't realize you have always seen Ratan Tata. I have always seen him in many snaps or in many articles, and many whenever I have seen him, right, he is down to earth personality. He is egoless, right? So when you don't have any kind of boosting power or kind of ecosystem, right, you can be a transformatory leader, right? So making a tough decision and being confident with your own competencies, that is your knowledge, skills and abilities, right? And taking the difficult decision in those situations where you want to create a company, a visionary company. Either you want to be an entrepreneur, either you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to do work in good prestigious company, or either you want to be your own mentor, you should be able to take difficult decisions. So these are the 10 habits given by Robert Black according to Forbes magazine, right? Which is already implemented by many successful personalities, right? Now here, the most important slide, which is the part of slide which is in consideration of how the transformation leader becomes the ideal personality for others. They are trustworthy, they are open, they are respectful. So emotional intelligence plays a vital role, right, for becoming a self-transformatory leader. So what is emotional intelligence, right? So emotions, EQ is an ability to understand, regulate and manage your emotions with your own self and your and others. When you manage your emotions, sad emotions, happy emotion, mournful emotions, right, with your own self and others. So transformationally leaders where emotional intelligence plays a vital role, and EQ has 4 areas. Which are those 4 areas? That is self-awareness. Always there would be stimulus and response, right? Stimulus and response on the basis of the situation which you have created for yourself and for others. So self-management, whatever you do, you should manage yourself with the surrounding where you are doing something. You should be sociable and you should have social management for creating good interpersonal relationship with yourself, for becoming productive with yourself and with others. Now, why emotional intelligence is connected with transformational leadership? Because this is a wholly new concept, right? But that is our topic is, and our session is about self-transformatory leadership style, right? The self-transformation, that is empathy and motivation, I directly link with traits of leadership. So it is wisely said that if one personality has high EQ, that is emotional intelligence, he can influence others also with inspirations, He can become consideration for oneself and others in team, in an organization, right? So when there is a strong link or association between emotional intelligence and transformatory leadership style, it can create wonders, right? So transformational leaders have strong emotions, right? They are always enthusiastic with their own work, with their own excitement. They always motivate themselves also and with the others also who are working with the team, right? So you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be in a good prestigious position in any organization, in any corporate or in any business, right? Or you want to be a good at a good level, right? You can motivate the employees who belong to your team. So there are 5 personal transformation that can make a better leader. So this is the crux of whole session, right? The whole session which I have delivered, this is the crux of whole session, right? Because time has also constraint, but I will discuss it in in a precise way. Get to know yourself better. When you get to know yourself better, in which direction you are going, in which direction you are moving forward, right? And where you want to be, why you want to be, right? And why you started, why you want to end like this, right? So all the questions, why, whom, where, what, how, the all question, the only answer is with yourself, right? So when you get to know yourself, you can become a better self transformatory leader. When you improve your emotional intelligence, that is when you improve your EQ, high EQ level, right? You can become good transformatory leader. When you learn how to deal with uncertain environment, I've started with 3 E's, right? That you can develop your attitude, that is environment, experience and education, right? But when you sustain in an uncertain environment where there is very less scope of learning, where there is less scope of developing yourself, but you learn from such situations and you mold out those situations, right? You can become a good self transformatory leader. When you manage high pressure and challenging situations, right? I have seen the people working in when I was in company and corporate, I have seen people working in stressful situation with traumas. They are going out, they are burnout, right? Because whole day they are working from 8 to 10, 8, right? In private sectors, many at higher level positions like finance analyst, right? Corporate managers, right? Corporate strategies, right? HR builders. They are working in such a domain where there is no work-life balance, but they manage themselves in such challenging situations and they make themselves in a true sense, right? And understanding the behavior of others. This is the most important, right? When you have high EQ, right? You don't want to neglect the situation. You want to come up with such situation where you are at lower phase, right? So if you build this 5 transformation with your own self, that is personal at personal level. This is a research done by Kaisa Gardner. She is a HR journalist in a US benchmarking good company, right? So she has done this research. According to her research, these are the 5 things which makes a better leader with self personal transformation, right? So this all are the leading examples, right? From starting from, we can see Martin Luther King, right? Mahatma Gandhi, right? Indira Nooyi, Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, right? So they have their visionary. They are this. All are the leaders who are visionary leaders, right? They have created a vision. They have created their own value system. They have created their benchmark with their own self, and they have built and they have done wonders, right? So if we can see Indira Nooyi, she was the first woman CEO of PepsiCo way back in 2000s, right? So she has done wonders while creating giving a new benchmark to PepsiCo, right? So this all the things which, so the transformational leaders starts with the self, right? I to we, that is we, journey of we, and ends with the journey of he, right? Again, the last comes is he only, I, right? So when you know yourself, right? When you know yourself, when you cope up with your own self, yes, right, you can become a good transformatory leader and you can create wonder, right? Thank you, Ashwini, for giving me time. And I have question. If I would be more delightful for question and answer sessions, right? If I have I have to deliver anything extra, I can deliver value addition towards the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this very nice session, sir. If any has any question, can you ask?
I would be more delightful for the questions from the participants. Actually, I think participants are very having high IQ level, right? They know everything, or it might be like that they are, passive. But I am already always motivated and optimistic about the things. So I think they know everything. Is it, Ashwini?
Yes, sir. I think no one have any questions, sir.
Okay, okay. So I am very delightful. I am thankful to the organizing committee of Business Rojgar for giving me an opportunity to share my words, precious words with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, all the participants, for your active participation. Let me inform to all that this complete session will be available on our YouTube channel, Business Rojgar. So, if you want to watch it again or want to share it to somebody, please do visit the Business Rojgar YouTube channel. Thanks. And
Ashwini, I have one favor. Please share the link with me as well.
yes, sir, of course.
Okay, okay. Thank you.